Hello, everybody. Well, hello again, I should say. So, if you guys noticed, the original live stream I did this morning is removed. I didn't realize I forgot to blur out the guy's last name in one of the things. And thank you to my buddy Michael Hunt, who told me that. So, pulled the video down and got an opportunity to post an even better one. So, if you guys didn't catch the latest Reddit neckbeard drama, go ahead and check that out. It's a video I just posted. And just in case our product description isn't clear enough, we don't recommend using our magnetic bases with the Creality or other magnetic floppy sheets. They're for use with steel flex plates. That's it. So anyways, how's everybody doing? I'm just checking the chat here. I do have the chat bot live. It should work. Let's see. Test. Make sure my my CSV file with the questions is open, and it's working. All right. So we can jump into that. I do have some new things in the work. Oh, duh. We launched our new Easy ABL NG. NG stands for Next Generation. I may or may not have gotten the idea to use that moniker. Is that the right word? Moniker. From Micro Swiss, but I kind of liked it. We're trying to figure out what to call it. I don't want to be Creality that's reusing the same like model numbers over and over and over and over again. So that's what we came up with. And it fits it because basically the new revision we have is focused on making it more convenient to install and use the product. And I'll show you guys what that looks like. These are on the site right now. They are shipping. So I'm going to go through and show you guys what these are. So this is our landing page here. So if you go to store and you go to Easy ABL Auto Bed Leveling Kits, we have the landing page here with all the printer specific ones. I'm just going to show our generic page. This is where you can just order just the kit if you need just the kit and don't need anything printer specific. So we have two different sensor models. We have the NG18, which is an 18 millimeter, and we also have the NG8, which is our 8mm probe. So if you guys are familiar with our micro probes, these are actually from the same vendor. We had them customized to have a blue LED. Otherwise, the micro probe is basically the same as NG8, just with a different status light. I figured the blue would look kind of cool. Tor and I also spent a lot of time redesigning the ABL housing here. So if you guys see this, we have a whole new housing that makes it a lot easier to hook up. We had a lot of people saying that they wish we didn't have the lids on the cases because they were really hard to take on and off. So I figured let's make a case that's lower profile so it'll be easier to stash away. It's about 30% shorter in terms of the height. You have access to the little switch here, the end stop connections, so our 3-pin and the 2-pin screw terminal. And we also have access to the power 2-pin screw terminal. Access to the power 2-pin screw terminal and the DC jack, and then our sensor connection. Also, here's just another shot if you guys want to see it. Also, we are now including mounting hardware for the ABL control box. So, and we give you more than you need. So the logic here was you have you need 2 screws and 2 T-nuts to mount the box. We also give you extras, so in case you have like some of the OEM mounts that we have, notably like the Ender 3 CR10 style, those typically will require longer M3x8 bolts. Those are now included with the kit. And then they also just look a lot nicer. So the NG18, so the 18mm sensor, is not only shorter now than the last gen, but we also worked with another sensor company to have the adjustment for the calibration move to the top. I know I mentioned it a couple times on various streams that we were working on getting sensors in that have those moved. These are the ones. So we have a top-mounted calibration, and on top of that, not only are they still calibratable if you need to adjust it for some reason, I'm actually having them pre-calibrated to a 4 to 5mm detection distance, which should help installation go quicker and rule out any sort of user error, just make it a quicker install. So this one's pre-calibrated. The NG8 is actually a fixed detection distance, so that one just naturally is pre-calibrated. And then you can see there the little blue trigger LED. You can see it peeking through there. It is harder to see on the NG8 just because of how small this probe is, but that one also has a blue trigger LED. So I just wanted to mention this. We do have the new ones. If you guys have an EasyABL Pro kit, I keep using it. These perform the same performance as the previous ones. This is just more of a refresh and a better user experience. So going forward, people won't have to deal with the adjustment screw being on the side like the Pro sensors we had. The control board is actually the same control board, just a new housing with the mounting hardware, and then the new sensors. So anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think that's a good move on improving the kits? Because the sensors are already damn good on the previous ones. So it's kind of hard to improve on something that's already really damn good. But yeah, so I'm hoping that will I'm hoping that will help people out with making it easier. And we do listen to your guys' feedback. You know, stuff like this may take a little while to actually put into the pipeline. Tor, when did we start designing that new case? I mean, we've had those sensors for a while. We've been running them here internally from a while because they're from a new vendor. So I want to make sure that they worked really well and passed our QC. So, but yeah, if you have the original EasyABL Pro, it's all set up and working, just keep using it. We have tons of EasyABL Pros. So sadly, we did not put a ton of the NGs on our print farm because they all had Pros on there, and they're still working like 3 years later. So, but they'll get the NGs when they die. I have a couple NGs. On my printers in here. If you guys notice in the intro video, that's the NG18 sensor. So I've been testing that for quite a bit now on my own machines here. Comet's off to the side wanting pets because, of course, he sees me talking. There he is. Yeah, this is gonna be a thing now. Okay, that's great. That's great. Trying to steal the show every time. So, anyways, yeah. I'm trying to think of other new stuff. Oh, we got Raspberry Pis again. So we're going to be launching another Easy Pi kit that'll be a little bit cheaper because the Pi boards are cheaper. This is a Pi 4 in here. I have over 100 Pi 4 4GB boards now from an order I placed almost 2 years ago. What are you doing? So yeah, we're going to be doing Pi-based Easy Pi kits again. We're still going to keep the R4 Plus as like the higher end one. Now, me personally, after using the Pi 4s and the Rock Pi boards, the Rock Pi boards do cost us like $30 more a board versus the Pi 4. So these are Pi 4 4GB boards. That's what we'll be shipping. We'll be shipping in those when they come online. But I will say the Rock Pi boards, I like them better than the Pi 4s because they have a power button. So if you notice, there's no power button on here because the Pi 4 doesn't have one. And the other thing is we thought about going back to doing the metal cases, but the problem with the metal cases we found, because the Wi-Fi antenna on these suck, the plastic cases are best because they actually let the signal get out. So in my opinion, if you're going wireless, and you like being able to have a power button to shut the Easy Pi kit down just by pressing the button instead of having to bring up the web interface and safely shut it down. The R4 Plus kit is the way to go, but we're be calling this the P4 Plus. So R4 being the RockPi 4 Plus board, and I figure we'll just call this the P4 Plus since there's a Raspberry Pi board in there. So we'll have two different variants of the Easy Pi. These are not on the site yet. We are currently building them. I have to update the image to a new build of Octoprint. The image we have on our site for the Pi 4s, we were selling them under the Pro. That image does work, but it is a bit outdated, so I'm going to be doing a new image. And then basically, if you buy the Easy Pi P4 Plus kit, you'll get access to the image through your TH3D account. So we will not be posting that one online like we have the older version. I am going to leave the older one up there for people to use, you know, but we found a lot of people were using our like our software and our stuff that we spent a lot of money on, like without giving back to the company. So we gotta, you know, we're a business. We gotta make money. So, but we will give our customers access to the image. So if you got to rewrite the SD card, maybe you want to upgrade it to a bigger card. I don't know why. We've been using 32 gigs in ours for a while, and that's years of time lapses. But if you wanted to rewrite the card, or maybe you took the card out and broke it or something, you will have access to the image to rewrite it to the SD card. So, all right. I think that's about it. We do have a new hire, so we did hire somebody, I think, on the last stream, I think I mentioned. Yeah, because he's been here for over a week now. So Matt's working out really well. He's one of the kids from the local high school here. He's a senior. He's into 3D printing. He's into all sorts of fabricating stuff. Like he does blacksmithing for a hobby, which is really cool. He likes to play with like machinery, like lathes and CNCs and stuff. He's actually brought in quite a few things that he made. So I think it'll be a really good fit, and it's awesome working with him and having somebody that's really excited to work on like the printer stuff. So basically, once we're done with the printer farm, I'm hoping to have this wrapped up completely this week. We actually added on more machines, which is why we're still not done with it. It's partially up and running for our main one out in our outbuilding, but we are adding more printers on, upgrading all the machines so our print quality goes up, and we're going to be leveraging input shaping on every single printer out there. So basically anything that doesn't have a 32-bit board in it is getting converted to a 32-bit board, because the 8-bit ones kind of work with input shaping, but it just doesn't, it doesn't work as well. So we're going to be going, we're upgrading those. And speaking of boards, because we're blanket replacing boards, I'm going to have some of the Creality 422 and some of the 427 boards, and even some of the older Melzi, the 114 boards. I'm probably going to throw those up on the website just for a couple of bucks. They'll be used working poles. So if you guys want some cheap boards, I know like those 1284p boards are good for if you're running Clipper, because you can just basically turn it into a dumb little board and have some stepper drivers. So if you guys are interested in some of those older boards that we're pulling out of the printers, I'd like to see them go to new homes for a couple of bucks instead of collecting dust or going in the bin. So let me know. And the 1284p boards, the old Melzi ones, those green Creality ones, you guys remember those? Those all have the easy out boards with them for the filament sensor for the breakout. So, but yeah. All right. I'm trying to jog my memory, see if we have anything else. Oh, next week, the Ender 5 S1 will be getting the LCD treatment. I also have been testing running an add-on voltage regulator. I don't know if you guys saw the issues with the S1 boards, so the Ender 3 S1 series and the Ender 5 S1s, where the LCDs are getting corrupted because the 3.3 volt rail is low. I actually found that it's running fine having an external 3.3 volt regulator in there. So I found some, and I might be putting together a kit where you basically plug it onto the LCD header to grab the 5 volt rail, and then have one wire going to that VCC, and then basically it'll bring the 3.3 volt up. So I'm going to test that, and I think we can actually reuse existing boards that we have. So the little easy out breakout boards, those actually supply 5 volt on there, and if we just don't set them up to break the beeper pin out, we should be able to use those as just a pass-through in order to grab the 5 volt off of the LCD header to then fix the 3.3 volt rail. So I am working on that. So if you guys are having weird issues with your Ender 3 S1 or your Ender 5 S1, I am working on a fix for the 3.3 volt rail. And the video I posted about that shows you how to check it to see what your 3.3 volt rail is. So basically I found if it's under 3.1, the LCD is going to have problems. And in general, I think the printer is going to have issues because the thermistor and stuff uses the 3.3 volts as a reference for what temperature it's at. So in theory, your temperatures on your bed and your hot end could be off on those printers if that 3.3 volt rail is too low. So it's not just for the LCD kits that we sell for the conversions, but it could also affect other things on the machine. So as always, I'm going to do some testing and, you know, post objectively different things. So, all right, let's see if we have any questions while we were chatting here. All right. So Chemical Artist is asking, ruby nozzle or diamond tip? I haven't messed with either of those. I have heard that the ruby nozzles are not that great because of heat transfer. I haven't tried either of those, so I can't give you like feedback on them. So yeah. But yeah, I saw Podog, he retracted a message. I'm gonna delete that since you were I'm assuming you're gonna place the message again. Okay, I'm just gonna delete that since you retracted it. Mears51 says easy ABL revamp looks great. Thank you. I was trying to think of what to do. Like I said, I think the next thing we're going to be working on revamping is going to be the solid bed mounts. We do have a new design that we've designed over a year ago. I just haven't had time to roll it out. I want to kind of make it more modular. So like we're not having like a separate camera arm like piece and a separate strain lathe. Have stuff where we can kind of put them together like Legos to make modular kits. But that's a little ways out. So, David is FL. Will you sell the Raspberry Pi boards separately? Honestly, we probably won't because one, they're still kind of hard to get a hold of. I'm gonna check RPI locator. I don't know. Like they've been coming in waves. I think some places have them in stock. Like Chicago Electronic Distributors have the Pi 4 gigs. They do have limit one per customer. But it looks like the supply is drying up again. So yeah, we're honestly probably just going to keep these for our own product use. It's been, God, what, 2 years? Since we had Pi boards here. Yeah. All right. Dragontail 12 says, when I was exploring different firmware options in Unified 2 on my SO6, I enabled slower homing to make it less aggressive, and that option doesn't allow the printer to home correctly. Is this a bug? So because the printer, it's not a bug, it's just how sensorless homing works. So because the motor's moving slower, the amount of, I'm trying to think of how to explain it. So basically how the sensorless homing works, which that's what that printer has, is as the axis is moving, it's monitoring the current that the motor's drawing, and as soon as it gets some resistance on it, it can assume that it's hitting something, which would be the end of the travel for that axis. Now, if yours is not working, I'm assuming it's probably just hitting it and making a vibrating noise. What you're going to want to do is go into the LCD and turn the sensorless homing threshold or the sensorless homing sensitivity up until it successfully homes. And this can vary on even the same printer. So we try to set a baseline value for the sensorless homing that works for the majority of machines, but also through the LCD, you can set it for your machine. So it may take a little bit of fine tuning to get it to where you want it. I'm looking to see here. I think I can adjust it while the printer's working. Let me see if my OBS droid thing is working here, because I can show you on one of my machines here. I don't know if OBS droid's installed on here. I think it's on my phone. Give me 1 second here. I can do it live. Also, if you guys got more questions, go ahead and post them in the chat. We got plenty of time. I think OBS, yeah, DroidCam OBS is still on my phone. Let's see, the plugin, download the OBS plugin. I might have to restart OBS, so give me 1 second. I need to do this anyways. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to install this, and then I'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Oh, man. Okay. Magna guy is still going on. Apparently, I hurt his feelings, but we'll talk about that towards the end. So let me get this going. Let's see, Droid Cam OBS. Comment, you are being annoying. Let's see. Okay. Activate. Hey, look at that. All right. Let's see. It's not assigning any auto tracks. Hang on one second. Audio. Why is it not letting me? Mic/auxiliary audio. That's weird. It's not letting me put. It's not letting me put it on here. So here, to assign an audio source, select the advanced audio part, right-click the cog. Okay. Oh, that's why. Okay, hang on. All right, can you guys hear me through the Droid camera? How's my audio? All right. So, Sensorless homing. Here we go. I need to change this. So here, if I go on the LCD here, and we go to configuration, and I don't know if it'll let me do this while it's printing. We're about to find out. So you go to advanced settings, TMC drivers. Oh, hang on. TMC drivers, and here we go, sensorless homing. So in here, you have your sensorless homing value. So on mine, I'm running 90 on the X, and this is SVO6 Plus, but it'll be the same for any printer using sensorless homing. And I'm using 100 on the Y. So basically, you would go and turn that knob. So basically, if it's coming over here, and it's going brrr, it needs to be turned up on the sensitivity. Same thing for the bed. If it's going back, and it's going brrr, and it's not stopping that, or and it says homing failed, you need to turn it up. So, yeah. All right, there's Comet. Hi, Comet. And there's Remo. Say hi, Remo. All right. Okay, we're gonna switch back. How's that? Can you guys hear me okay? All right, Reddit is a cesspool. Yeah, we'll go back to talking about the cesspool towards the end of the video. All right. Comet has a ball. Shocker. Yeah. He loves ball. All right. Cool. So there we go. So that's how you adjust your sensorless homing. Are there no more questions? Podog has the last question. He said, I ordered Easy ABL and Easy Board this past week. It's still in the mail. Any chance I got the new one? You will know by your order information. So it will tell you if you got the NG or you got the Pro. So if it says you got the Pro, you're going to get the Pro. If it says that you got the NG, you're going to get the NG. So got one of these things, and this is someone else started. It's been just like month of the idiots with bad customers. Like it's been wild. Like we went for a good period this year of not having many problem people, and like just the last month has been a lot. But where I was going about this with different product releases, like we, came out with the new SVO6 duct, and we had some guy open a chargeback over receiving the older version, which is what he ordered. And apparently he's sending it back. I'm probably going to have to waste more time by calling PayPal because he not only charged back just for the $10 duct, but also the entire $100-something order, including the shipping that we've already paid for it. And he apparently is sending it back. But the thing is, PayPal's telling me we need to let them know by 5:49 p.m. tomorrow, our time, that we received the package. Well, it's coming back from Canada, and according to the tracking, It's currently in Montreal, so it's not going to get here by tomorrow. So I'm going to have to call them. And again, this is a case of we sold the customer what they ordered, and they started being a Karen about it. Like, it drives me nuts. Like, this is the part I hate about running a business, is dealing with just people that are just really ignorant and, you know, just dumb. Like, drives me nuts. You know, I'm very anal about what we do here. I sell people what exactly we say we're going to sell them. So yeah, you know, we're not Creality that'll sell you a printer that, you know, for years has come with a Meanwhile power supply and then swap it out for something really, really inferior. You know, that's another thing I don't get is, like, people give all these Chinese companies a pass and then they nitpick the shit out of us. Like, I don't get it. So, all right, Karen Hogan, what's for dinner? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if Chris is making dinner or if I'm going to have to forage for my own. 3 Experience says, does the precaution on the cable reef apply to the NG probe as well? Yes, and that's in general with any probe, even with a BL Touch. You want to mount, when you have your sensors, you want to leave a little bit of slack between where you're attaching it to the Bowden tube or whatever else you're guiding it back with and the sensor, because if you don't, it's going to pull on the cable. One, it's going to damage the cable over time, no matter how good the cable is. And two, it's also going to pull on the sensor if it's too tight. So you have to mount the cable correctly. The number one failure we see with the ABL kits is people not mounting the wire correctly, and it breaks the wire. So they've been running it, you know, it'll last for months and months and months like that, but eventually, just from the repetitive strain, it will break the wires internally on the cable. And at that point, if you find the break, you can cut it out and solder it, but then you're also ruining the shielding on the cable. There's a reason we have guidelines and pictures showing you how to properly install the sensor. So I am going to do in a couple weeks a new easy ABL install video. I'm going to try and make it less wordy and quicker install with new NG stuff. But the good thing is the NG install process is the same exact install process as the Easy ABL Pro. So, all right. Brave Peter says, recommendation of cooling solution in lieu of stock on Ender 5, Hear Me Gensetta, Manton Custom, something else. So if you're wanting to retain the stock cooler, the Hear Me stuff is nice and it does cool well. The problem is it's very complicated. So, like, it's complicated to the point where I don't even run it on my machines because there's so many parts. Like, the system is so complicated that he puts the directions for part selection behind a paywall, which is fine. You know, he spends a lot of time on it, but it's really complicated. That's how complicated it is. It's hard to figure out what you need. And they also have, like, heat set inserts. So, but once it's all together, it is a good cooling system. There is also the one that we just put on our print farm machines as a temporary solution. We're using the Red Squirrel design, which ironically uses the Hero Me Gen 3 ABL sensor mounts. I've been running that for a bit, but we're also working on our own upgrade kit for the Ender 3s, the 5s, and the CR10s for a good cooling duct. We're not that close to releasing it. Tor's been working on that design, but we've been having internal meetings about doing more aftermarket cooling upgrades that aren't like the full multi-mount system, you know, which is a nice system, but it is a lot for a newer user or people that just want a quick layer fan upgrade. So we are going to be doing more layer fan upgrade kits because the response on the SV06 ones has been really positive, and we're just going to design our own because the problem we've had where, you know, people in the community have made designs, they'll release it as they'll release it as commercial use allowed, and then when they find out that somebody's using it commercially like us, they'll go and change the license and then start giving the company, aka us, as this happened to us, they'll start giving us shit because we use the part commercially that they allowed commercial use on, even though we attribute, like, that's one of the main reasons other than making a better duct that we came out with our own SV06 duct, because it's our own design. So yeah. But in short, if you're looking for a quick one, look up the Red Squirrel duct. It's actually on Thingiverse, I think, for the Ender 3, but that should bolt right up to the Ender 5. The Ender 5 carriage is basically the same as the Ender 3 in terms of that mount. It should bolt right up. So if you just want a quick 5015 upgrade, that's a good one. Otherwise, the Hero Me Gen 7 stuff is cool. The Gen 3, I don't know if he still has those up there, but basically anything that's halfway decently designed is going to be better than stock cooling. You know, and especially if you're doing printed stuff, just try them out, see which one you like. Also, I'm just going to plug our own stuff. If you guys ever are in a situation where you don't have any printers at work and you need parts printed, or, you know, you have a ton of parts that you need to get printed and you can't do it or don't want to do it, we do offer 3D printing services. So all you got to do is go to the contact us page, click the print farm, send us the files you want printed, and then we'll give you a quote. And we're a lot cheaper than a lot of the other places. You know, we've been kind of going around to our competitors and looking to see what they're doing. Matter Hacker's base charge for printed stuff is $250. Most fan ducts, you know, if we're doing a one-off thing, range anywhere from like 20 to 30 bucks, and that's an ABS. So that's another thing too. We do a ton of ABS. So if you want ducts that work really well and are going to last and hold up to the heat, we do a ton of stuff in ABS. So I have jobs running right now on those two machines. I got to fix my Ender 5 Plus. The fan died on it. Yeah, that's fun. So, all right. Kevin RS, any thoughts on what happened with the Bamboo printer suddenly starting printing? Yeah, I saw that. It's just a very good reason not to use the cloud stuff. I think someone told me that they said that if people's printers got damaged, they were covering, because there were people's printers that got completely trashed. Like completely trashed, like hot ends bent, or like the nozzle and heat breaks bent up. Like it was bad. I in general don't like cloud stuff, especially for like hardware. I don't want my printers on the cloud. I don't want my tools on the cloud. We do use cloud services here. Obviously we're using YouTube. That's technically a cloud service, but you know, we use Microsoft 365 for like our email and stuff, but we try to self-host and do as much stuff as we can locally, mainly because of privacy concerns. But the other thing is, like what happened with Bamboo, like you had a company that had a bug that sent out all these print jobs and damaged people's printers. You know, and the thing too I was thinking about is, like, most people buying Bamboo printers are people that don't really know how to fix their machines. So if people's printers got damaged to the point where they're gonna have to replace like hot end carriages and control boards and stuff, because that printer has a bunch of breakout boards, is Bamboo gonna pay to ship the machine back and forth to fix it because their cloud system damaged the machine? Because like if we had something like that happen, which we won't because we don't do cloud stuff, like I feel like the company should be responsible for that. So we'll see. Basically, I'm just watching to see like what they do. You know, if they're actually going to fix stuff like they say, then great. That's what they should be doing. But I think this is just more of an argument of not wanting to go on the cloud stuff. And that's for anybody. It's not just Bamboo. I don't like Creality's cloud stuff. I don't like any of this cloud crap for the printers. I want to be able to slice a file on my computer, either put it on an SD card and pop it in the printer, or send it over the network to my you know, Octoprint, my Octoprint setup, or if you're running Clipper, send it over the network. Like, you know, if I had to choose between using a Clipper machine and setting up from scratch or using a Bamboo, I'm going to take a Clipper machine. Like that's, I don't like the cloud stuff. David FL, any update on the Merc 1 kits? So we're going to be pushing ahead with those once the print farm refresh is done, and we're refreshing the print farm and upgrading the machine so we can crank out Merc 1 parts. That's one of the things. Mike is asked, how far are we from Fort Wayne? I know where Fort Wayne is. We're in Hobart, Indiana. I know people are like, oh my God, Tim, you post your address. Our address is public. I don't care. I have a ton of security cameras, and you know, we can be fine. That's it. I'm not worried about people showing up here. We also have 2 big dogs. We have a good security detail. Comet may not be that scary, but Remo is, and Remo does not like people on his property. To answer your question, Mike, you are about 2.5 hours from us. So if you want to send us a message, I can give you details and get in touch with you. So just shoot me a message on the contact us page, and just just put in there like, hey, it's Mike from the stream or something, and Tor will assign the ticket to me, and I'll reach out to you. Okay. All right. Alex LOL says the SVO6 PSU cell is illegal in the EU. Well, if our power supply is illegal in the EU, the other one that they have is definitely illegal in the EU because it's an even crappier power supply. I see Alex. Oh, no active PSC is illegal in the EU. Well, that sucks. I mean, we're in the US, so it doesn't really matter. And active PFC, that's the power factor correction. Which most computer power supplies have. But yeah, I don't think the LRS series has active PSC. I'm going to look up right here in their data sheet. So, can you guys not even buy them from distributors? I'm looking here at the specs here. I know they're pretty efficient. Yeah, they're 89% efficient, the LRS 350 series. They're 89% efficient, so they are pretty decent efficiency. And that's better than most computer power supplies, to be completely honest. But yeah, I don't think they have a PFC. Let me pull up the data sheet here. Let's see. I always like looking at data sheets. Let's look at the LRS series data sheet. So here's the data sheet. Power cooling. Yeah, I don't see any PFC listed on here. Yeah, so these probably don't have an active PFC, which I'm not surprised based on the price point. Like, they're just good power supplies. And here they did some sneaky beaky stuff. Well, not really. So the 89% power efficiency is for the 48 volt, but for the 24 you're sitting at an 88% efficiency, and then the 12 is like 85. That's still pretty damn good. I'm gonna look, see, is PFC even mentioned in the document? Power, let's see, factor. Nope, no power factor. Yeah, so these do not have a PFC, which is fine. It says it's eco-friendly though, apparently. All right, that was a little what's it called? There was a little detour there. Yeah. But yeah, that sucks because LRS are good power supplies for the money. Reasonable being says, K1 Max, you've already commented on it. Would you be aftermarket for it? Looking to replace my Trustfield CR10 to get enclosed in a smaller footprint, or should I wait a bit for it to mature? From what I've heard and seen from the K1 series is I would wait. I've heard they've been fixing issues with it, but yeah, they're not looking great. They're very, very rushed from what I was seeing. So, yeah, I haven't bought one because I'm waiting to see what they're doing in terms of fixing it. And we all know Creality, they'll probably have a K1 Max V2 3 SE. They just released another Ender 3, another damn Ender 3. And it's not just an Ender 3 V3, it's Ender 3 V3 SE. They need to make new model names. This is why I named our new Easy ABL kits the NGs, because it's not a name we've used before. We had the Easy ABL, just normal one. We had the V2, the V3, the V3 one. Then we went to the Pros, and now we have the NGs. So, gotta hate. Who here thinks Creality's naming scheme for their products is absolutely horrible? Like, I hate them. I absolutely hate their model names. They make no sense. Tor, I know you hate their names. You have to deal with them. Jerry, William Harris. Like, I've had to remember all of them. I know them, but, like, the Ender 3 name has been rewritten a billion times. The CR10 name's been rewritten a billion times. And people get very confused. You know, like the CR10 they had the CR10, which was the 8-bit Melzi board, and then they had the CR10S, which was the 8-bit 2560 board, and then they had the in the CR10 and the CR10S line, they also had the Mini, the S4, and the S5, along with the standard model. And then they also had the CR10 V2 and V3, which those were basically the same printer, just different extruder setups, but also completely different boards. So the control board from a regular CR10 or CR10S can't go in a CR10 V2 or V3 without modification. And then they had the CR10S Pro V1 and V2, which also had a different control board from all the other ones. And then they had the CR10S Max, which also had the same control board as a CR10 V1, V2, but also you can't use any other boards without modifying it to change it out. I know I'm missing some. Oh yeah, and the CR10S, what? CR10S Pro Smart or something like that. And I don't know. I'm just looking around because I have a CR10S Pro sitting on the floor over here that I just fixed. Like, their naming convention sucks. And now we have the Ender 3. We have the Ender 3, the Ender 3 Pro, the Ender 3 V2, the Ender 3 V2 Neo, the Ender 3 Max, the Ender 3 Max Neo, the Ender 3 V3 SE, the Ender 3 S1, the Ender 3 S1 Plus, the Ender 3 S1 Pro. Am I forgetting any here? I don't know how I remember all these, but I have to because we're in this market. I'm just looking on their site to see if I forgot any, but they probably don't have all of them on here. I think I got most of them. Oh, that's funny. When I go to Creality's site, my bit defender is okay, look at this. This is great. When I go to Creality's site, it pops up these threats here. That's great. There we go. Suspicious web. img.fantaskycdn. So they're CDN. Well, that's awesome. Let's see. Did we forget any of the Ender printers? Let's see. Learn more. Oh, the Ender 3 V2 Neo. I don't know if I said that one already. Oh, I forgot this one. The Ender 3 Neo. I think that's all the Ender 3s. I think I got them all. Did I get them all? Did I forget any Ender 3s? Yeah. I think they need to come up with a different series or just keep incrementing the number, like Ender 8, 9, 10, whatever. Or like, I don't know, the Ender 31. Like, if you want to keep using the 3, I don't know. Yeah. But the thing is, most of the Ender 3 printers are all basically the same damn thing. The newer ones just have more plastics on them to make them look nicer, but at the end of the day, they're basically the same thing. The newer ones are getting harder to repair because they're using ribbon cables and breakout boards, whereas the older ones, I mean, we're not getting rid of our old Ender 3s and Ender 3 Pros at the print farm. We're just upgrading them because they use standard wire. Hey, guess what? My hot end line completely screwed up. Yeah, just pull the wire out of the sleeve and run a new one back to the control board. No big deal. Jim, I swear to God, there is no Ender 3 Pro Plus S1 Neo V2. Okay, Podog says, does TH3 sell blank spring steel sheets? We don't, but the textured sheets have a blank side on the rear. So there's just textured on one side, and there's a blank on the other. Sebastian Vine says, I've been running an older CR10S5 with a replacement Solval 1 V2 2560 board for a 2-in, 2-out, running Unify 1. But I've changed over to 2-in, 1-out. Thoughts on reflash for Unify 1 or 2? So if you set that board up as the dual extrusion board, we sold a dual extrusion board for a while. That was a 2560. That Solval 1 is basically firmware-wise the same setup. You can use that, and that is in Unified 2, and that's in the Creality, the V2 package. I'll post it in here. That's in the Creality V2. So that one is in there, and that's the Creality V2.x firmware package. So even though it's a Solval board, it's a Creality board. I'm looking here. It would be the Creality V2X firmware that board would be supported, and you would just treat it like the dual extrusion board. So here, I'm clicking it here. Oh, who was that? I deleted the response. I'm sorry, but that's the firmware package that we have. Yeah, Ender 4 only has one version. Ender 4 was kind of a pile. That was a Core XY, but it was actually an HBot. It couldn't print circles very well, unless you convert it to a Core XY. Copley Engineering says, what do you think is the best firmware to put on the Ender 3 Pro to take advantage of special bed leveling and color screens? So I do not recommend messing with the color screens, because the Creality one, if you have ever bought it, I don't know if anybody watching has ever bought it. Their color screens are basically not supported. They sold like a separate color screen. Good luck getting it to work with anything, because they just kind of put it out there, and I think it basically just works on like a couple stock machines. If you want to modify anything, it's the same story as the other touchscreens where they didn't release the source code to customize it. So, I mean, I would definitely give our firmware a try. Our Unified 2 firmware is a really easy to use firmware. Also, if you're somebody that think you might need technical support, you can add that on when you purchase the firmware. If you're asking that question, I would not recommend messing with Clipper just yet until you're a little more seasoned and want a project. But the easiest way to set up firmware is going to be ours. The second easiest way would be running stock, if you can find the source code for your particular printer. And then probably followed by Marlin itself, just vanilla Marlin. But Marlin is a lot of setup. That's one of the reasons people like our Unified 2 is Marlin. It's just our own flavor of it. The goal of our Unified 2 firmware, if you guys aren't familiar, is a simple to use config where you just tell it what printer you have, tell it what modifications you have. You're not having to set up all the back end logic for like the end stops, the steps per millimeter, that kind of stuff for your X, Y, and Z. We have that all pre-set up because I've actually built the firmware on actual printers and tested it here. So, yeah. And that's another thing, too. If you guys do get the technical support with our firmware, we will compile firmware for you if you're having a hard time doing it on your own. So you would just basically tell us what printer you have, send us some pictures. We'll verify all the connections, make sure the firmware config matches the physical printer. We'll compile a file, send it to you, and that's it. So, let's see. Jay Char says, what could be the cause of a high-pitched whine sound from my printer's power supply? Typically, it's just coil whine. I've had some, like, computer power supplies that do that. I haven't had any of my printer power supplies do that, but it could just be coil whine. I would just check the voltage coming out of there to make sure it's stable, because if it's stable, I would probably just run it. If it annoys you, I'd probably just replace it. But it could just be coil whine. The other thing I would be wondering is it all the time that it's got whine, or is it just under load? And this is assuming it's a coil and it's not your fan in there going out. So, but a lot of the power supplies, specifically like the Meanwells, those fans only come on under load. They come on and off based on how hot the power supply is. And some of the Creality ones, they have the fan on all the time. So, all right. Alex Law says, the only option I know of, this is going back to the power supply, is the RSP, but I think it costs more. Yeah, the RSP series, I do believe, have PFCs in them, but they are almost twice the cost or more of the LRS series. So in terms of efficiency, the LRS series are great. Again, like the price to performance and output, the LRS series is really good. Al Nagel says, anyone else at EasyPi has a weak connection inside a Creality tent enclosure? I moved outside and the connection is fine. That is because the Creality tent enclosure is basically a metal-ish foil cage, and you're killing the Wi-Fi signal. So even if you put like your phone or your laptop in there, it would also get a weak connection as well. So you should not be putting, whether it's our EasyPi kits or any other SBCs or anything you guys are using, they should not be inside the enclosures. They should be outside the printer enclosures, because any sort of heat will make these not last as long. So, yeah. That would be why. JDCCC26 says, does anybody sell a bypass adapter boards for a CR10S Pro ribbon cable? I have not seen anybody selling one. I have seen a couple of GitHub projects where people have posted the PCBs and stuff. The other thing I've seen people do is they find the OEM breakout board that is at the gantry side, so like up by the E-motor, and they put it on the other side. Now, I haven't tried that myself because I don't know if the pins would need to be flipped around, but that would be probably what I would do if I didn't want to cut up the cable. In all honesty, once the stock board of my CR10S Pro goes, I'm just going to cut the plug off the cable, map out all the connectors, and then solder wires directly to them, so I have regular wires to work with coming off the ribbon cable. Yeah, so All right, I got time for a couple more questions. I'm gonna check and see how the magnet guy is doing here. Let's see. So, oh, we have some edits here. Let's see. So, like I said, I redid the video just because there was more information from him because he was digging himself a bigger hole. Let's see here. So, the magnet guy here. That's the video I just posted earlier. So I did a live stream, and I didn't realize that, like I said, his last name was shown in one of the screenshots I had. So I pulled it down as soon as someone told me and made a new one, which gave me an opportunity to integrate some of his new comments. So I only attempted, oh, we already covered this. I only attempted to review the product once using a real email. Never called Tim any derogatory names. Well, the other reviews, as I showed in the video, really seemed like they came from this guy. So he put here's an edited YouTube video as the first one was made private. It was removed. I made a community post on here saying that I was removing it. I wasn't trying to be shady. I was able to watch the first one. Here's what I remember. At the end of the video, Tim called me a derogatory name, which was not professional. I probably called him an idiot because he's being an idiot. He removed my name as he claims, which I did not catch. Okay. I mean, attention to detail is clearly not this guy's strong point. And he discriminated me based on the amount of money I spent on the car. I'm so sorry, Tim. So here's the thing. Most companies, if you have people that are spending thousands of dollars with you and they aren't a problem, and this brings up a whole other thing. What I found is the people that spend the least amount of money with us are the biggest problems. I have customers that spend literally $5,000 to $6,000 a year with us, and we barely ever hear from them. But then we have guys like this who... Like, let me see. I'm gonna see what exactly he purchased, because it was basically nothing. Like, he basically had almost the same amount of shipping as he did product. It was a little more product than shipping, but it wasn't even anything crazy. And I'm gonna make sure I don't show his name here, but I can see. So his total spend, including shipping, is $57.82 across 2 orders. He ordered in April and he ordered in July. And his first order in April was literally just a Creality dual cable LCD adapter board, so a $12 product. And he ordered some extrusion cover and the magnetic base. That's all he's ever ordered from us. So not a guy that is like buying our key products, not a guy that's, you know, pleasant to work with. That's the main thing. He's not pleasant to work with. That's why we don't want to do business with him anymore. I'm going to double check here too, because he claims he didn't leave those reviews, but I do have a couple of his IP addresses listed here, and I'm just curious to see if any of these match up with any of the reviews, because I only blocked one. I think whatever his most recent one was. Let's see. Yeah, there's no cross-reference on there. But IPs can change, especially on cell phones and stuff. So, but yeah. So the other thing, too, is he's made comments, and I don't know where... they're in his history. I'm not going to go through his history again. But he made comments about the other products I got from TH3D were just poor quality. He bought an LCD adapter board, a little tiny adapter board. One, if there was a problem with it, why did you not contact us? And two, the other one's extrusion cover that just pushes into extrusion and covers wires up. Like, what is poor quality about that, and why were we never notified on it? So, like, the guy is just digging himself a hole, and he even admitted to, and I put it into the new video, where he admits to intentionally nitpicking stuff to try to get us to eat the shipping, to send back the product that he bought and didn't read the product description for. Like, that's what this all comes back to. So, you know, but yeah. Do we have any more questions here? I think we do. Hang on. Where's my question bot window? Comment. You are so needy. Let's see. Alex LOL says, you plan on to sell enclosures? We did for a while, but that market is so saturated. We're not going to be doing that. I would definitely recommend Printed Solid if you guys are looking for some enclosures. They have awesome enclosures. That's who we have out in the print farm. This one is IKEA cabinets I DIY'd like 6 or 7 years ago. This one is from 3D Upfitters, and this one on top of my Ender 6 is one we did, but we don't sell it anymore. Yeah, so check out Printed Solid and 3D Upfitters. They're a little pricey, but their enclosure works. I can't complain there. Robert Cena said, have you needed to, or are you planning on changing the bearings on the SV06? So we have not needed to change the bearings. We do stock bearings for the SV06, not the Plus, but the regular SV06. I might get some in for the Plus, but those linear bearings that come on there should last a good while. Coming back to my ANET days, a lot of people use those IGUS dryland bearings, and I can tell you, while they are a little bit quieter, I did not like them in the long run because they tended to bind up and not move as smoothly as the ones with the ball bearings. So hopefully I can save you guys some trouble and hassle by telling you just don't bother with the IGUS bearings on the printers, especially these cheaper ones. They might work better on more, physically better assembled printers, but not something I'd recommend for the cheaper machines. Hang on one second. All right. Okay. Sebastian Fine says, I did buy the dual extruder kit when it was stocked in Mini Easy ABL. Old Stream brought me back to see the new Unified 2, but with my old copy Unified 1, would there be an advantage to the Unified 2? If it's running, here's the thing with the firmware. Oh, there goes my video. Hang on. I don't know why this USB hub screws up all the time. There we go. Anyways, if your printer's running an older version of our firmware and it's working for you, you don't need to upgrade. It's not like like a Bamboo printer where it's connected to the internet and you want to make sure it has latest security updates because it's actually an entry point to, be compromised on your network. The printers aren't the same kind of thing. They're just a USB device. If they're plugged into anything, if they're standalone, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's see. Galvani says, is an SV07 any good, or should I stick with the SV06 and upgrade to Clipper as a DIY? So I have an SV07 sitting in the shop in the box that John from Tripod's Garage sent me because he hated it so much. I've seen them in person. They look okay, but I have not used it yet. I'm assuming he put it back in the box as it was new, so I'm going to be doing an unboxing of a printer that's already been unboxed, so we'll see. But I am going to check it out. He did send that to me. I appreciate that. But I would definitely give the SV06 a try. I'm really liking the SV06s. They're hard to beat for the value, to be completely honest. So I really like the SV06. Like, if we didn't already have a ton of printers in our print farm and we were buying new machines, I probably would be buying SV06s for the print farm and upgrading them. So, all right, look at that. We are right on time. So if you guys haven't watched, go ahead and give that video watch of Magnet Guy to see how ridiculous some people are dealing with just insane customers. And yeah, I think should we be like should we be proud that his shit post on us has more upvotes than the Bamboo Cloud? We're at almost 800. I will say thank you though for making that post, Mr. Magnet Guy, because we did get a bunch more sales today and we did have a surge in traffic. So yeah, thanks. There's no such thing as bad press. There's a fly on my mic. I hate flies. They come in whenever I open the service door. I did not forget the giveaway. I was actually pulling it up right now. So let's see. Here we go. So if you guys want to enter for the giveaway, you can type Karen Magnet in the chat to join the giveaway. It's for a $25 gift card for the shop. And if you want the authentic TH3D experience, if you leave a note in the order to ban you after you leave an honest review, I will do it just so you can get the full TH3D experience. How's that? And you know what? We're gonna have some fun with this while we're waiting for those winners to go through here. Give me 1 second here. You guys are gonna like this. Do. Just a moment. Oh, I think I heard a printer run out of filament. I did. All right, almost done here. All right. So apparently, since we just attract all the Karens of the world, I'm also publishing a discount code here called Karen Magnet, and that will give you guys 10% off the Easy Mats, which we're closing out, the Easy PEI build sheets, any flex plates, any magnetic bases, and also 10% off any of the filaments we carry. So that includes the coax. We have a couple rolls of that we're still closing out. Our Easy Choice, Polymaker, and Spaghetti. So if you guys are going to order something, you can go ahead and use the code Karen Magnet, and it will take 10% off any of these products. I'm going to show you guys here. Here's the code, Karen Magnet, and here you go. So the Easy PEI sheets, Easy Mats, any of the flex plates, any size, any type, any of the magnetic bases, and any of the filaments we carry. So, and that will expire on, I think it'll expire midnight at this. I think that's how it works. Yeah, 00. So basically it'll be good through the end of Sunday our time. So there you go. Let's make some lemonade out of lemons. All right. Let's see who won. You have to be present to win. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and hit pick a winner. And who won? 3D Experiments. Awesome. Are you here? Are you here? Awesome. And here's what we're going to do, because I don't mind waiting a sec. Put an order number in chat. So I can pull up your email and I can send you, because I know you're a customer of ours, and I will send you the $25 gift card as soon as I wrap the stream up here. Hey, you know what? Should we do another one? Should we do it? Should we do a second one? I think we'll do a second one. All right, here. I'm gonna get my gift card system open here so I can enter these right in. 3D Experiments. I think he's grabbing one of his order numbers. That's the easiest way. So if you guys win and you've ordered from us before, just post your order number in the chat. This fly is torturing me. It's like landing on me and flying away. I hate flies in my office. Okay, let's do another one here. All right. We're gonna since John just joined, we're gonna go ahead and you could do exclamation point tripod to win the giveaway. 3D Experiments. I need you to type your order number in here. I don't think I can find you in here. I don't think he has what's it called? Oh, there we go. I got you. Thank you, sir. I'm pulling up your info right now. If you win, double it and give it to the next guy. Isn't that what people do? Isn't that the thing now? Double it and give it to the next person. Double it. All right, I got you, sir. I am putting in your gift card while we're waiting for everybody to join for the second one. No, if you win again, I'm redrawing it. You cannot win twice in a row. It can't be that chaotic, okay? I will redraw. I should have said that. You greedy bastards. All right, we got 40 seconds left. You're just a sock puppet? Oh no. Somebody said sock puppet. Oh, and look who's here. Comment's back. There he is. Hi, sir. Can I help you? Could I help you? All right, let's see. 13 seconds. I'll pull the last winner, and then it's time for treats. You guys want treats? Do you want treats? Should we give you guys treats right now? And then we'll pull the winner. Look at them right here. They're right here. He is so happy. Bring you guys 2 today, okay? We're going to ration them. I'll give you some more later. How's that? Can we sit? Shake. Shake. You're so whiny. Comic shake. Good boy. Here we go. All right, let's see who won the second one. And like I said, if you are an existing customer and you win, post your order number in the chat and I'll pull your email from that. All right. 3, 2, 1. Wild KS. I don't think he's won before. Hi, Remo. Hi, Remo. Can you come here? Or are you just here for the food? Just in case you guys are wondering, German Shepherds are not as cuddly as Golden Retrievers. Come here. Up. Come on. Can you come up? Good boy. But he does like his pets. All right. I got you, Wild. I got you. Thank you, sir. All right, everybody. Hi, Remo. Well, I appreciate you guys all stopping by. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys learned something. And as always, happy printing. I will see you guys on the next one. Take it easy now.